Yo, guys, and welcome to your latest live stream. It's been a couple days since we've been on here, maybe more than a couple days, but unfortunately, you can't always feel good. I mean, you can always do the right thing and do good, but you can't always feel good. I've been feeling sick for the last week or so, very little sleep, the dry throat, itchy throat, cough, and all that good stuff that comes with the seasonal change and usually a cold or a flu. Still not feeling 100%, but I am here and I am back. I'm like, at this point, you can't let things run on too long because it gets to the point where, you start to get in the groove of doing things. Lord Rich Capital, what up, man? You get in the groove of doing things and then you get in the hang of it. You're feeling good and, things are consistent. I can power on everything that I need to get this going. And it's like, it's easy work. It's easy work because I've been doing it. But then you get sick or you go on vacation or whatever, you just get out of the groove again. And I'm like, okay, it's time to get back in the groove. Regardless if I feel sick or not, I just got to get back on here and I got to go do my thing again. Lord Rich said it's been a while on live streaming. I wish you a speedy recovery. I appreciate that, man. I'm already feeling much better. I'm still getting hot flashes. I'm still not feeling 100%, but I'm here, man, and that's what counts. I made it a priority to show up today, and here I am. Jazzy, what's up? Welcome into the room. I know it's been a while. I'm going to post the link to my Twitter. I know it goes live on Twitter, but a lot of people prefer to come in through the YouTube link just because with YouTube, the comments actually work. Unfortunately, with Twitter, for some reason, any comments that are going through Twitter aren't coming through. I don't know if that's a problem with Twitter or it's a problem with the streaming software I'm currently using. But you guys can hear me okay, I would think. And if you can't hear me okay, just let me know. I'll be able to adjust things. Like I said, I haven't been on here for a minute, so things aren't exactly how I want them. I don't even have one of the lights on that I usually have for lighting, but making do with what we got. I'm gonna see if I can connect that in a bit. I just want to get this stream link here. Streaming now. Been a minute. Boom. All right, so I was able to get that posted there for the people who want to come in through the YouTube link that is now accessible. Jazzy says, Envy, how are you doing? I missed you. Missed you too. I missed all you guys. I wish I could have been on here doing this. Like I said, it's something that I've grown to enjoy. When you start off doing something like this, it takes a while to kind of get the hang of it. But then when you get the hang of it, it becomes something that's just like easier and more enjoyable to do. You start executing more like an amateur than a true beginner. So I feel like I'm getting to that amateur level of being able to work the streams and everything, but then getting sick kind of threw me off. So now I feel like back at the beginner stage, but either way, we'll make it work. Yes, got the notification on Twitter. That's great. Yeah, I know a lot of people are getting the notification on Twitter, but it seems like everyone likes coming in through YouTube. Just because of like the comment section, having accessibility to that. Austin, what up, man? Thank you for being here. I hope you guys are all doing well. There's definitely some things that I want to talk about, and it goes more towards the state of the market. So, we can try to be optimistic all we want and be positive and show gratitude, all those things that I constantly express, because it is important. Regardless if the market is bad or regardless if the market is soaring, you should still have those same elements in your life, because it's just going to make a bad time better and it's going to make a good time even greater. So one thing we are seeing a lot of, and there's actually bots that reported, and I've been seeing some of these reports, are out of these new tokens launching, the rug percentage is crazy. It's something like 80% of tokens that are launching or rugging. So that's a stupidly high percentage. I mean, that means out of 10 tokens you might ape, you're going to lose on 8 of them just from the get-go. So that's kind of alarming, especially when you're trading. You know, you're trying to make money, you're wanting to get into a new project because you want to make gains from the floor up. But you know, that 80 percent rug rate is alarming. And I think just in one day, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but from the report that I read, it was like $250,000 was taken through rug money in one day, off of an 80% rug rate. So what those numbers say to me is you got to be really careful right now playing in the markets. I know some people are still saying they're hitting 100 X's, and I know some people really are hitting 100 X's, and there is opportunities out there. Yes, that is true, but it's the same as gambling. There's tons of opportunities to put a parlay on, you know, a soccer game, a football game, and hit crazy multiples and get 100x on your money. There's crazy opportunities like that, and some people are hitting them. But when you look at the numbers, and you know, I'm an experienced trader. I've been trading since I've been in the space. That's full time for over 3 years now, and I'm just getting milked. I'm losing money left, right, and center trading. So I'm like, bro, it doesn't really make sense. Okay, so I'm gonna read some of the comments first, and then I'm gonna go back on my little tangent that I'm going on right now. ETF news was fake. Absolutely. I'm doing well. Glad to hear you're doing well. Murshid, what's up, bro? Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you here. Lord Richard, market pump with the flake block. BlackRock news. So imagine if Bitcoin ETF gets approved. We'll talk about that after as well. Marshad Ali says, go, 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 go. We going. King Hop says, hello, all. Welcome to the building. King Hop. Jazzy said, hello, all. Welcome. And yes, all welcome indeed. Sweet B, hi, MV, hi, back to you. Nice to see you again. Nice to see the familiar faces who always pop in to say what's up, saying what's up again as we're back to streaming. But I'm going back onto my tangent on this a little bit. So if I saw reports that are coming out and it's 80% rug rates from the projects that have been launched yesterday, and they took over 250,000, which is $250,000 of liquidity out of the market into the hands of ruggers, those aren't very fucking good odds to bet on. It just really isn't. Like, that's why I made the post saying, you know, right now it just makes more sense to trade more established projects, or at least if a new project is coming out, that they have their shit together, where they have a plan for actual growth, instead of just like, hey, we're going to be the next hype project, we're going to be the next meme coin. Because oftentimes, most of the time, they're not going to be the next meme coin. They're just going to be another slow rug, or just going to be another project that takes money out of your pocket. Okay, so the reason I bring this up is because sometimes you have to look at the numbers to make sense of what's really going on. And when before I started doing crypto, my brother was doing a lot of sports betting. So I started sports betting. And I did good sometimes, poorly sometimes. It ended up being that I was losing money more than I was making money. So I was ending up just draining the bag that I had of whatever I was working with, right? And I started looking into sports betting and looked at the odds of being a successful sports bettor. And now, being a successful sports bettor, even if you have all the advantages, if you have access to all the books, if you have access to all the data, if you can run different programs and algorithms that are going to spit out the most accurate data for you to bet on, you're still likely to lose more than you are to win. So when I saw that data and it was confirmed in many different places on sports betting that, you know, you have more of a chance of losing than you do winning every single time, I'm like, fuck that. I'm not going to sports bet. Sports betting is not for me. So After that day, I never sports bet again. But I searched up how to make money online because, it was during COVID. No one was going out anyways. You couldn't work even if you wanted to work. So I'm like, fuck, I got to think of a new way to make money. And obviously, I was at the house. So how to make money online. And that's when I stumbled across crypto. Started watching videos, like BitBoy Crypto. I was watching fucking just the top guys, Chico Crypto, what the top guys that were streaming and, making content at the beginning, just getting a little bit of information of what was going on. And obviously that information isn't always true. A lot of it came skewed, but I got myself into it. I got myself into learning the knowledge. Then I figured out with crypto, you could actually find advantages so you could beat the house. So you were better off doing crypto than you were sports betting many times, because you could learn how to find a good project. You could start communicating with people and figuring out if a project was safe. There was different ways that you could figure out how to get an edge so that you could beat the house more than it beats you. So once I figured that out, I'm like, okay, crypto is something that I can do because logically it makes more sense for me to play in something that I can adjust my win rate. And that's exactly what happened. But again, the tangent I was going on at the beginning is with the 80% rug rate. It wasn't 80. Let's say it was actually 70, or let's say it was 65. That's just insanely high. To be even with the house, it has to be 50-50. So it has to be a 50% rug rate. And then the other 50% of projects are doing fucking decent and you have a chance of making money. Then you're even. Then you have like an even chance of making money. But like when the rug rate is just so much higher than the break even rate, you just have a lot more chances of losing money. So I want everyone to just take that into account, do some research themselves, and to see like, is it really worth aping right now? Because it's not always like this. It's not always the rug rates being so high, and it's not always that it's so hard to make money in crypto trading. I'm talking about trading specifically. There's so many other ways you can make money in crypto: moderating, staking, building out your own project, building out a legit project, building out a shit project. There's so many different ways you can make money in crypto, but I'm specifically talking about trading. And like I said, just look at the numbers and play accordingly to the facts of what's going on in the market. Just like I did with sports betting, there was a time when I'm just like, all right, it doesn't make sense for me to sports bet. Like the odds just aren't on my side. So I stopped doing that. Right now, it doesn't seem like it makes sense for me to trade live new pairs because of, the when I'm looking at the data and what the data is saying about it. So I did want to speak about that because it's something that's been not necessarily getting to me, but just like in my head of like, man, I've lost at least a couple ETH over the past couple days, over the past couple weeks, just trading in and out of projects, and it's got to be more than that, but we'll say a couple ETH. But either way, that's just draining my bankroll when I could have just put it in safe projects that like I know are at least building something and doing good. The projects that I try to promote to you guys, like LP, Liquid Protocol, Copybot. Copybot may be down on what it was, but I'm still holding my full bag since the first day because they're still building, they're still giving updates, and they still have good intentions with the project as far as I can see. So it just makes a lot more sense to me to be holding those projects right now and putting money into those projects because they're making money, even if it's a little bit slower. Like, it's better to make money slower than lose money quickly, right? And that's it. I mean, I don't want to ramble on it too much because I don't like to go into the negatives too much, but sometimes you have to be realistic in order for you to be more positive and be like, right now maybe it's not the best idea I trade. Maybe I'll analyze the market a little bit more. Maybe if I trade, I'm just going to trade with less size, and I'm going to trade with play money to see if that rug rate becomes true for me, or if I can beat it and be a better trader. But maybe if you're not doing well right now, you just have to adjust the way you're looking at things. All right, I'm going to stop and read some comments. I know I went on a little bit of a tangent there, but I felt like that was important for me to talk about. Lord Rich dropped a black heart and a dead rose. You know what's up. Isaac says, good day, y'all. Good day back to you, Isaac. Nice to see you. Isaac ×2, Isaac squared. Marshard Ali, Dead Rose. What's up, homie? Hope you're doing well. King Hop said, right. Lord Rich Capital Group says, you're right. And, you know, it's not about me being right, because the data is out there for everyone to analyze. It's just about maybe sharing some insight that I've been feeling to you guys, because ultimately I do want to see you guys win. That's why I turn down every single day multiple meme projects that ask me to promote, say they have a good team behind them, you know, but they have no backing. They have nothing that can actually tell me that they're going to do good in the short term, medium term, long term. So I'm turning these projects down. Sure, it could be, you know, quick, easy for me, quick money for me, but to expose you guys to projects that I just wouldn't invest in myself, that doesn't feel right to me. Like, I want you guys to win. So the projects that I do share, between the most recent projects I shared, Copybot, Liquid Protocol, and Rugbet, those are all projects that I've invested in, that I would invest in, that I think have a good future to make money in the long term. And that's really what I want to focus on. There's a lot of guys already who share all these meme coins, so I'll let them be those guys who share all those meme coins. And it's different for me because I have my face out here, right? Like, you know, I'm doxxed. Like, people know who I am. So, you know, for those guys who aren't doxxed and to share all these tokens, they don't give a fuck, right? But like, if I'm sharing all these meme tokens and they're all just going to shit, I'm making money, you guys are losing money. First, you lose trust in me, and you would lose trust in those influencers as well. But secondly, then it's like, okay, if they don't have a face to come to because they're not a docs project, they're just a meme project that launched, but you were the one who promoted it and you have the face, then it's everyone's going to, you know, take the blame on me. I don't want that either. I don't want to be associated with projects that wouldn't stand up to take the blame for if their project went to shit, or if they didn't do enough effort, or if they didn't do it by the best standards that they could. You know, it's just a moral obligation for me. I don't want to be tied up in that shit, to be honest. LP definitely is giving us some good numbers. LP is doing extremely well. And LP has a lot of good backing. There's a lot of other influencers, like good influencers too, who push good projects that are pushing LP and talking about it. And they're doing their next update now. I think it's coming out on Thursday, their next update. So, you know, it's holding extremely well now. The chart looks great. It was a great hold from the start. We got that entry at 500K. Extremely happy with that, because I wasn't trying to FOMO in when it was at 1.2 million. I was trying to see if it would come down a little bit. Luckily enough, it did. It came down to 500K. And we were able to caught that entry there. Extremely happy just sitting and waiting for this project to see its full potential. You know, it has the people behind it. It has the idea behind it. And this is another thing I was thinking. I didn't understand it quite fully when I looked into it the first time. But I saw everybody else who was sharing about it, or I saw, you know, other people and how they were talking about it. And I would look into it a little bit more. And every time I kind of, understood how it would work a little bit more. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because if you don't understand something, say you read a white paper for a project that came out and it's a utility project, and you don't understand it right away, those are sometimes the best projects to not write off. Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean they aren't doing something really great. And there's going to be people who always break it down more simply and make either threads, make videos about it, just make tweets about it. Or if you jump in the Telegram, there's always going to be that one guy who's always in the Telegram breaking things down, explaining things more simply. So oftentimes, if you don't understand something, I would say that that doesn't mean that it's not a good investment. Sometimes those are the best investments. The ones that I didn't understand right away, it was a little bit too above like my knowledge within crypto space, within how certain systems work. Those have been some of the best investments for me. So I wanted to share that as well. AM drop some black hearts and some fire emojis. Let's fucking go. Hello. How are you today? King Hop said the community is doing good. Can you talk more about the project? Don't know much about it in LP. Okay, so I brought LP up the first time that I shared it. Let me see if I can get screen present again, and I'll bring up their website. Okay, so this will get us to nice. All right, so you guys should be able to see the chart here. And I mean, that's a beautiful chart. I mean, it's something nice to look at, something easy to show. If you told someone about kind of the basis going behind it, and then showed them this chart, they're going to be looking for entry likely. Let me pull up the website here. Okay, so in the most basic terms, in their we'll call it a mission statement. Let me copy this over to here so you guys can look at it with me. All right, so advanced liquidity lending solutions. Welcome to the Liquid Protocol, the pioneering platform for liquidity providers on Ethereum network. Fully compatible with Uniswap v2, our platform guarantees a safe and assured profit on deposits over an indefinite period of time. So there's 3 different ways that they have established for people earning liquidity. Let me go into, I don't know if it's under tokenomics or if it's on roadmaps. Okay, so they have 3 phases. The other phase was out, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember seeing something on it. But the phase they had is liquidity by treasury. So they have a treasury that's funded by the coin's taxes. So they have taxes on it. I believe it's 4 in, 4 out. And you can borrow from the treasury to use as liquidity for your ERC tokens on Uniswap v2. Fixed rate guaranteed. Varying options depend on market and lenders. Okay. So costs borrowing 1 ETH for 1 month costs 0.1 ETH for detailed rates. See our formula provided. But you can see there it kind of outlined that. Say you want to borrow 1 ETH, you want to borrow that for 1 month, it's going to cost you 0.1 ETH, and you're going to be able to essentially leverage that liquidity pool. Okay, now liquidity by lenders. Stake your ETH and lend liquidity for 75% of the generated revenue. All right, so when you're staking your ETH, generated revenue that's coming back from that ETH staking, you're going to earn 75%, where they're going to retain 25%. Lender roll, stake ETH, earn revenue. Okay, 25% goes to the protocol. Yeah, that makes sense. 75, 25. And then finally, borrower roll, borrow ETH at the lender's rate, no token taxes. So yeah, I mean, I don't fully understand it as far as the concept goes. I haven't yet borrowed any liquidity to stake in the liquidity pools. It's nothing I have knowledge in, something I might do down the road. But for now, I'm just speculating on the token in particular. But they are creating a model here, and a model that seems to be working, and a model that seems to be attracting new people to the token and new people to using the liquidity pools, and they're coming out with upgrades week by week, it seems. So it seems like a very, very I'm not going to say as a safe bet, because in DeFi it's like everything seems like more or less an unsafe bet. But as far as this goes, as far as they've locked their tokens, as far as the team's due diligence and stuff, I would say it's a safer bet than most. So that's why I have some of my money in here. That's why I was confident sharing it when I did share it, and confident bringing it up now because the team's still doing great. They're still active. They brought an active community in there, and they're doing the things that they say they're doing the things that they say they will. So that is all good signs for me. Fazzy Can says, "Hey bro, it's me, Fazzy. I can tell by your name, brother. My phone got broke, so forgot my old account. It's new account. That's all right. I hope you get your phone fixed or get a new phone soon. I know what it's like to be without a phone. Not a great position to be. So I hope you get that sorted." But that's that here. I am going to go over from this back to CopyBot that we were talking about, that I shared way back when. I don't even know when it was at this point. One sec. How do I get from... Oh, I'm on this screen. That's great. So I can go back here. This will get me to Dex Tools. This will get me to... I think when I finally did share CopyBot, it was at a 60 K entry. So right now it is at a 70K entry. And looking at this price action, you can tell that it is pretty solid price action. It's having its run-ups, it's having its dips, it's climbing higher, it's having its run-ups, it's having its dips. And right now seems like a pretty good place to be adding. If I was looking to accumulate, and I'm not, I have the position that I would like to have. I actually got the position I would like to have on day one. I bought enough that I'm like, I always want to aim for a certain amount of position. Usually it's close to 2%. Sometimes in larger projects that I'm getting on later, it's close to 1%, but I was able to get on this project quite early at that 60K when I shared. That's when I invested. So, being back at 70K and the team's still working, there's only been progress made. The referrals, if they haven't came out now, they're coming out very soon. So the referral links for the people who are on CopyBot as the traders. Okay, first let me break down this project a little bit more, because I know not all of you here have heard of it. And this project is a little bit easier for me to understand. So essentially, yes, it is a CopyBot. That's easy to tell from the name. CopyBots allow you to copy traders. The way that this project is different than some other CopyBots is they have gamification incorporated in a leaderboard. So they're going to have a leaderboard where the top trader will be here, the second top trader will be right below, but you'll actually be able to see who's the top traders for the week on, or in the month, or of the day. So you can find people you actually want to copy trade. So that's a great benefit for the user. Now, what makes it such a great protocol that they're building, in my opinion, is the way they have incentivized the people who are actually trading, the people who are going to be copy traded. So the way that works is that for people who sign up, put themselves on the leaderboard, the more people that copy trade them, the more referrals they send out. Ultimately, the more people who copy trade them, the more revenue revenue share they're gonna get. So it really entices some of the top traders to go on here, and they don't have to use their real name. So if they don't want to be identified, they don't have to use their real name. They can just make up a name, Skull69, whatever, and just run it through that. But people start following this Skull69 because they see that he's doing good trades and he's making money because people are following him, and people who are following him continue to make money copying his trades. So there's just this symbiotic relationship there. So that's why I like this project. It's really easy to understand. It has essences of, projects that have already done very well, but it's at a lower market cap, and it has some additions, mainly when it comes to incentivizing the leaderboard, the traders there. So I think this project's really great too. Happy I called it when I did. I still stand by it. I could have already taken, sold, and been in profits, but this isn't a project that I planned. Sometimes I do go into a trade and I'm going to get in this trade and then I'm going to get out of this trade. But sometimes, like a project like this, I just put my fucking money in and I'm just waiting for them to build and just checking on the group from time to time, making sure I see them active. They're active. They're continuing to build on what they said. And that's good enough for me. So yeah, that's it for CopyBot. I will bring up Rugbet as well, because Rugbet is another project I promoted, and it's at a better entry than where I actually promoted it. This team's been at it for a long time. As you can see, I put it at a 4 hours chart. I don't know if they ever did a V2, but I do know this team's been at it for a long time, because I was talking to them about this project months ago. And they were asking me for help with ideas and stuff. And this is more when I was doing a lot of advising. So I was like, is this a project that I want to get behind? I didn't learn too much about it, but I did have a conversation with a couple of the gentlemen over there at Rugbet. And then now, obviously, I have more of a platform where I can promote things that I think are going to do well. So delve into this deeper. Essentially, what this is, it's a betting platform that allows you to bet on if a project's going to rug or not, which is very innovative, because obviously we're all playing in crypto. We see rugs happening constantly, and we can see a project and we can be like, I'm pretty sure this is a fucking rug. And this actually gives you the opportunity to make money off of rugs instead of aping into the rug. If you really think it is a rug and it looks like a rug, all the signs are there. You can maybe even see some things in the code that just aren't looking right, and you're like, yeah, this project probably definitely going to rug. You can bet money on that project rugging. So when I was talking to the gentleman that I was speaking to, who's behind Rugbet, at the time, I'm like, I like the concept, but I think you need to add a little bit more. Fernanda says, I'm at work, hard to watch right now. Hugs back to you, brother. It's going all right. I'm still getting over this cold, but here now, talking about some of these projects that we've recently been talking about. So I told him, this was the first time I talked to him. This was like months ago, 3, 4, maybe even 5 months ago. It was a while back. And I said, you got to add something to make it a little bit more unique, like betting on not only rugs, but betting on like live world news and stuff. And like, for example, they had the Dillas Danis and whatever Jake Paul fight. So they incorporated that idea since the last time I talked to them 5 months ago. So the way they approached me this time is, hey, like, do you remember me? And I didn't remember them. I don't even know if they were using the same username, but they're like, we had the conversation and you told us that you wanted us to implement more real life world circumstances that people could bet on. And then they actually did it. So I'm like, this is a project that's been working on it for a long time. Like I said, it was months ago that I was talking to them. I don't know if they were even launched at that time. Maybe they weren't even launched at that time. I just don't know. But I did have the conversation. I did tell them to implement this, and they did implement this. Okay. Now, the reason this is important is because there was another project that was doing similar things at the same time, and that was Hilo. And it's interesting because I met Hilo through Oda when I was running Oda way back when. Oda ended up getting on Hilo's pools, and I think Hilo was under a million market cap at the time. But Hilo was doing, they were doing the same thing that you could bet on a world event. So they keep on adding different pools for different like world events that you can bet on. And Hilo's at now, last time I checked, it was like at a 27, 28 million market cap. So it's a very similar concept to Hilo. The difference here is, while this is at 125 market cap, Hilo's at 28 million. Hilo is more refined, I will say, when it comes to their DApp, when it comes to their marketing. They've just been around for a longer and working on their project for longer, so it is a little bit more refined. But usually, when you get into 28 million market cap territory, when you get into 10 million plus market cap territory, your product usually is quite refined. This is sitting at 125,000 market cap. It also has the differences of being able to bet on rugs, which I don't think that Hilo has incorporated at all. But that's how these guys started. Their difference was that you could bet on rugs, which is a very interesting thing to have for degens in this market. Like, it could be manipulated very easily too, meaning that like, I feel like people could like just launch rugs and bet on their rugs. But the good thing about this project is they don't just put every project on their pool. It's usually the project has to be kind of running for a bit, and then it kind of has to have a little bit of clout, and then they'll put it on their pool. Otter says, hello, good evening, bro. Good evening back to you, and hello too. But I shared this initially at 160K. It's at 125K right now, so a little lower than our entry, but you can see, following the price action, it's at the bottom. It really is at the bottom of where you've seen it go. If you look at the bottoms that it's hit before, it's at the bottom. So if I said it was a good buy, and I think it was a good buy at 160, I think it's a great buy at 125. We also have spaces for them coming up on Wednesday. So we're at Monday now. So 2 days from now, I'm going to paste this here. This is my Twitter. Okay. So we can see here that there's 237 people. I hope you guys are seeing the same screen. Oh yeah, there's 237 retweets on it, 217 likes, 6,200 engagements. And yeah, this is still a couple days out. There's the ability to win some money. I'm giving out $100 myself, and they're going to give out $100 in their native token. So I think there's going to be some good eyes around it come when it's time for this AMA. So I never tell you guys when to put in money. I just share things with you guys that I think are good. I share my opinion. I never preach something too hard. I never show something too hard to you guys. I just give my opinion and let you guys make your decision on what you want to do. But I figured I'd share all the projects that I've recently shared and talk about them again now that they've been shared for a little bit, and kind of share how I feel about them going forward now that it's been a bit since they've initially been shared. A lot of notifications. Haha, crazy. Do I have that many notifications? Oh, I only had 17 notifications. That's not so much. That's not so much. But I mean, I guess it is a lot. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It could be a lot. Yeah, but I'm getting so hot right now. This is a problem with like being sick for me. It's not like when my throat hurts, it's like whatever, I'll still talk, I'll talk through it. It's like when I get these hot flashes and stuff, it's just like, man, I just can't wait to be over this. It's like I know you guys have heard this before, and it's something along the lines of you don't appreciate your health until you're sick. You can be healthy for 6 months, 7 months, and like just moving through life good, waking up in the morning, not feeling like sore throat, not like feeling like dizzy in the head and shit. You're just feeling good. And you don't appreciate that. Like the fact that you can just go to the store, pick up anything you want, that you can jump out of bed whenever, and like you're just feeling good, you're mobile. Until you get fucking sick. And it's like when you get sick, you will do anything to feel better. Like you'll take all this fucking crazy medicine, you'll try to sleep it off, you'll put on sweaters, try to sweat it out. Like it's crazy. But it reminds me of not only the fact that you don't necessarily appreciate health until it's gone or on the decline, but you don't also appreciate like some of your loved ones, regardless if it's relationships or it's people that you have in your life that care about you. Sometimes you don't show them the appreciation until they're gone. So yeah, on that note, I don't want to fucking get into anything that's going to make me too emotional, but show people appreciation, show your health appreciation, because fuck, man, there's a lot of people going through it right now. The war going on between Israel and Abbas, I believe it is. I have a family, I would say a family member. It's my girlfriend's father actually living in Israel, and he's now sleeping in a bunker that he has in his house. A lot of people who live in Israel, because of the constant ongoing wars that will come and uprise, they'll have bunkers in their house. And it's just crazy. Like she's just so worried about her dad, and like he has to go to work and obviously still make money so he can survive. And obviously when he's going to work, maybe they don't have that same protection, but just crazy. If you got your health right now, if you got a roof over your head, I've been talking about this shit pretty often. You got a little bit of food in the fridge that you can eat, like just be appreciated for that shit. You got a couple loved ones that love you, call them up. I called up my grandma today. She's been calling me for a week and a half, and I just have not been answering the call because I've been just so unwell. I texted her a couple days ago. I'm like, Grandma, I'm just like sick. Like I'm trying to get over this sickness. But I called her up today, and me and her just talked, and I told her like kind of what was going on, between my sickness, just some stress I was going through. And I just asked her, Grandma, can you pray for me? She's a really religious woman, and she said a prayer over the phone with me. And that's not something I do myself. Typically, I don't, pray myself. Maybe I should more, but that was a nice thing that someone who cares for me did. So grateful for that. Yeah, but all right, guys. I was planning on keeping this one short anyways, because my throat, because I'm trying to get better. I want to be back to doing these every day. I know you guys probably saw the notification that Jay is back. Me and Jay are in conversations about maybe putting a little show together. So we'll talk about that more later. Jay's actually sick too, my boy Jay. So if we could have some prayers and wishes that he feels better. He was just traveling abroad, and he came back, and he's been feeling unwell since he's been back. So we're going to get things into motion. I'm definitely going to get things into motion. I know my boy's going to get things into motion. But until then, appreciate your health, appreciate whatever wealth it is that you have, even if it's not the wealth that you wish it was. Appreciate the wealth that you have right now. If you're able to buy groceries, if you're able to continue on and play in these markets, because like I said, things are going to get better. Don't let it be fooled. A lot of not only influencers, but a lot of people like talking about all their wins, right? And don't like to talk about the bad times that they go through. But everyone that I talk to right now, who's real with me, who will actually talk to me and tell me about what's going on in their life, like everyone's going through hard times right now. If in the crypto market, at work, just different things happening. The world is not in the best place that it is right now. Again, I don't like to be talking about negativity all the time, but sometimes you have to be realistic about this shit. But if you're not feeling so good, if you're feeling the stress that the world's bringing on right now, just know you're not alone in it, because all my boys that I talk to are feeling it, and I'm feeling it too. So with that, blessings and less stressings to you guys. I appreciate you guys being here as always, and I will see you on the next one.